Welcome back, everybody, to another amazing week of the Aegis Team League Battle for Guilty Gear Strive. My name is Gummy, and I am joined by the wonderful Laser Jishin. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. It's week 1 of playoffs, which is super exciting. Building up to this for, 2 months at this point? And now we finally get to see everyone duke it out for all their hard work, trying to get to that $702 prize pool. Is going to be a good time. Tonight we got Team GER going up against Railfire Legion.
Yeah, I know on Team GER we got some heavy shooters, but before I actually go into that, let's talk about the format this time around, because it's going to be a little different compared to the previous weeks. As you know before, it would go Series 1, Series 2. There would be 2 or 4 different teams. For the playoffs, both teams will be playing for a minimum of 2 series, right? So GER, Railfire Legion, they'll be playing twice. GER gets first pick around, so if we look at Team GER right now, we'll see that they have Lakey, Etherlux, and Suicune, right? The highlighted player of Team GER will be Etherlux. Definitely if you're around the block, you know what they're about. Big time grinder, happy person all around. Love to see them. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Who do we got on Railfire Legion?
On Railfire Legion, we are going to be talking about Asta, Rio, and Monument. Taking a look at Happy Rio as the highlighted player on Railfire Legion for the night. A Happy Chaos player similar to Etholux. So we're going to see a mirror between the two of them in the second game in the first set today, which is going to be a lot of fun. These two have been doing really, really well. Etholux is 5-3 on his set record. Happy Rio is on 7-3, 2 more games played or sets played. That is 2 more wins, same amount of losses for really, really good spreads for both of them. So I think it's going to be really important to see how the two of them line up in the first set. That'll really set the momentum for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it, but not even just with highlighted players, everyone else too. Like Lakey versus Asta, that's Bike and Sin. Suicune, Monument, 2 other characters. We just don't see that often, especially here on the Team League. I'm not actually sure how many Sins we have seen.
Yeah, not a ton. It's a character that was egregiously strong before the recent balance patch and is still very, very strong, even with a couple systemic love taps between the DPRC and positive bonus changes and the wild assault changes. All things Sin made really good use of. He still has all of the things that made him strong outside of that. So I think it's a character you can definitely hope to get something done with. They're going to be playing the Slayer instead of the Biken.
Yeah, Slayer, what a surprise. We spent all this time talking about Biken, and we neglected to mention that they had a pocket Slayer, and they're whipping it out immediately, maybe just due to matchup stuff, right? Because Sin does have far-reaching normals that are really good in neutral and just good tools overall, and maybe he deems that Biken is not worth playing in that matchup.
And here we go. Matchup number 1 for the day starts here. Lakey versus Asta coming in. There we go. Big damage coming in from Lakey already. Meaty CS trying to crank the risk. Asta having absolutely none of it, DPing out of that corner at the first opportunity.
Yeah, first opportunity to get the throw too as well, as we get a frame kill with the tap dust to break the wall. Positive bonus. We've seen this song in Dance before.
Oh my God. The counter hit pile bunker. Lakey was so ready for that. Good burst from Asta puts Lakey into the corner.
Yeah, Asta on the back foot right here as Lakey is just going to cash out into the super map a hunch to break the wall and get the kill and taking the first round as well.
Excellent confirm from Lakey there. Had the routing, the CS far slash route. Counter hit CS to start this round out. Oh no, drops the combo though. That's a chance for Asta. That would have been enormous damage coming out from a good starter for Lakey.
Nice check right there on the dandies. They're very scary, right? Because there are too many things that can go wrong, but good recognition on the opening right there for Asta. And now both players are playing neutral pretty slowly. A nice confirm as well. I love that.
The super PRC for Lakey, but gets the turn. Counter hit, the deflect shield. There's that same routing we saw close the last round out. One more able to do it with the 2H.
Yeah, that was definitely some Slayer matches, right? Definitely going left, right, mixing up the, the general direction of where you need to input some stuff. I'm sure maybe there was a wild assault there, but Lakey got, or I'm sorry, Asta got the deflect shield baited. Like this just, oh my god, that was a lot. That was a lot. Pretty fast too.
Yeah, I see why Lakey likes the Slayer. It's a pretty straightforward game plan, not difficult to pick up. And once you've gotten 1,700 levels worth of ranked experience under your belt, you know the character pretty well, has lots of explosive potential, which is really, really valuable. And if your opponent shows even a little bit of weakness, Slayer can capitalize immediately.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, Slayer definitely capitalizes on hesitation, right? If Asta hesitates at all in the slightest bit on defensive choices or even running their offense, oh, there can lead to some dire consequences, like right now getting put in the corner, but oh my gosh, we're just DPing out.
I love the idea of going for the DP after you already blocked the meaty, but Lakey responding with a reversal of his own Super Mappa Hunch out of the corner, crosses up with the dash into the Master Hammer, cross up again with the CS. Gonna be a good starter here. Another cross up, but the DP comes through for Asta.
Yeah, spending all of this stamina negation, maybe try and catch, Lakey taking back his turn, but, with the patience did pay off as we get the 5K to close the round here.
Yeah, a lot of betting going on there from Asta with the DPs. Lakey being very willing to play into that and not too concerned. But the backdash cancel into the counter hit. Asta with the counter hit of their own now. Goes overhead, confirm into the Tyrant barrel, get the wall splat, get the wall break, and the positive bonus.
Yeah, it's that hard knockdown as well. Can't forget about that. And look at all of this tension gain. Might not be a worthwhile burst point. And yeah, we're definitely going to save the burst for the final round here in game number 2 as we get into it immediately. Oh, and caught the Master's Hammer startup immediately. Asta. Whoa.
Ooh, we're not converting though. Lakey missing the opportunity. Asta with the falling JH. Overhead is the next play and the throw. Look at the way Asta's rotating all of their options, but the gold burst from Lakey is so dangerous on Slayer.
Yeah, you mentioned rotating options, and I feel like that's definitely key here, right? Like not going for a conventional or traditional meaty option like close slash there and going for the overhead instead to maybe catch the backdash.
That was such an interesting little mind game there. Lakey has already represented the super PRC as a pseudo reversal when he's knocked down. And then Asta went to bait that, ended up getting thrown for it, but Asta closing the round up with a throw of their own means we're at 1 apiece here. Layers are developing between these two. You can kind of see the way they're playing around, specifically the wake up options, because both of these characters can do so much damage. It's really, really pivotal that they don't get blown up on their own offense, and they're both willing to play that risk reward.
Yeah, definitely, right? Like, oh my god, it's actually surprising. There's so many scary choices that both players are making, but it's paying off for them really well. Like, bursting Lakey into the corner right here, and that 2H right there as well, right? Like, could get caught out, but we're just letting it rock because you have to in some situations like this.
Ooh, couldn't quite find the guaranteed pile bunker wall splat, but it doesn't matter because Lakey finding a perfect here to start off game number 3. That was a true Slayer round if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, definitely. Not giving Asa an opportunity to fight back at all, and it looks like we're doing the same thing here on Asa's end. We don't want Lakey to play neutral. Oh, nice Kara. Kara to break the wall. Same scenario we've seen before. Are we going to see a backdash cancel? We're not.
Well, I'm looking for it. Not quite yet, though. We do get a punish with the 5K. We'll go for the hammer. Oh, he goes for the air throw. That is one of the ways you can counteract the Master Hammer. It does have counterplay, but you really have to be on point with it, and Asta not quite finding the right timing.
Yeah, but definitely found the right timing to burst Lakey into the corner. We don't spend our tension, but we do now. Almost gave up the round there, but we're taking it back. Asta bringing it once again to the final round here.
Yeah, a little bit of an opportunity there, but we make it happen.
These 2 H's are so scary.
These two are swinging too. The majority of starters so far have been either just raw mix or counter hits. Asta finding a counter hit of their own with the 5P check on the anti-air. One of those benefits that Sin brings to the table is their great conversions and corner carry. Getting the corner and positive bonus. Counter hit into the overhead, and we keep it gapless after the RC to close out the game 1-2 now in favor of Asta in game 3.
Yeah, that was definitely scary, right? I think Lakey was just trying to call out Asta's bluff right there and didn't burst, but Asta just, thinking it's worth it. If I get bursted, I'm still in a really good, advantageous spot. I have more tension. I have my burst of my own. It's winnable regardless. So Lakey
And
definitely,
Asta's neutral has been really, really clean too. They've been doing a really good job of keeping Lakey out with the beak drivers and just comes those longer tools like the 2S. So if they do burst, going back to neutral favors Asta.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing right there is we just saw the, air dash back JS right there to catch the Master's Hammer right there in neutral because it's very good at low crushing a bunch of options.
Ooh, the jump in H coming from Lakey. Cross up again. Asta has been really heads up with the burst, though, always putting Asta in a better position. Lakey in the corner out for the burst.
Yeah, speaking of better positions, we have seen some better positions right now as we are spending our attention to get this big damage corner to corner, coast to coast. And Lakey is not going to give an inch. We want to keep this pressure going. Oh, and the YRC, the bait doesn't actually get any reward as well as Asta. It's actually just fighting back, taking their turn.
They don't have a way to extend. They use the Wild Assault now, and the backwards jump into the JS finds the counter hit, puts Asta on set point here.
That was crazy right there, actually. The air dash back to bait the throw, but unfortunately, Nut doesn't get a win off of that alone.
With a backdash 6S.
All right, yo, catching it that time around, right?
Oh no, deflect shield into the counter hit 2S. This is one of Slayer's best starters. We get the wall splat off one more loop. We go into the super Mappa hunch, charge it up, leave the clothing at home. We're getting the wall splat, wall break, and the big damage coming through for Lakey. The counter hit Master Hammer confirmed into the CS. Not going down yet. Slayer can always take the round out from under you.
Yeah, definitely, right, because Slayer is just a really tanky character, has the damage, and has the meter gain as well, just to go with it. So a comeback is possible from any scenario, maybe from one such as this right here, as we are running our pressure. The Master's Hammer to cross sides, very scary. Asa is blocking for his life.
Yeah, this defense is exceptional until you get a DP counter hit with a CS and a second one on the wake up. One more hit from Lakey to confirm. We go for the blue wild assault to open you up. Then you get a strike throw between going for a strike or the command grab, setting up the universe counter. That mix off of BRC, or blue wild assault rather, is extremely threatening, specifically to close out rounds, because either one of those options will kill you, especially if they have meter to convert off of the command grab. So Lakey using his resources to make sure that round is in as his control as much as possible, closes it out to take us to a final game between these two in the first set of the day.
Yeah, definitely. Asta's playing it very well, but I can imagine being in a situation like that is just so overwhelming, especially when you have all the things to think about, like you just mentioned, right? And on top of more that maybe we haven't mentioned.
Ooh, the counter hit 6K coming through for Asta, forcing the burst out of Lakey. Oh, they crushed the low on the 2H by going for the overhead. I love that option.
We've seen that earlier before in the set, but this is the first time that Asta actually got huge reward off of it. Oh, and speaking of huge reward, yeah, we're going to spend our burst. It's not worth it. This round is so winnable, but it's also winnable for Lakey, as we just mentioned. Any single whip punish will do it, but the air dash back JS will do it. Asta here on set point for Team RFL. Can they bring it back, or can Lakey make the comeback once again?
Over it again, not that threatening. Lakey's been perfectly happy saying, go ahead and mix me. If you don't have resources, your conversions aren't that bad. Now that there are resources, though, this 2H starter for Asta going to the corner, confirming into the Tyrant Barrel is a big deal. Lakey at one good touch and burst read away from losing the set. Asta going overhead. Here's the RPS. There's the burst.
Yeah, same thing as last time, right? Lakey just not going to call out the bluff, going to burst us to keep it safe. One touch scenario, and oh my gosh, the Diet Stun Dipper will do it, and with a perfect nonetheless, as Lakey just goes ahead and just takes it.
Yeah, there's that keep out, and that the neutral advantage that Sin has in this matchup really came into effect in that last game. Both rounds 1 and 2, we got Lakey down to a sliver, and then just chilled out. I don't need to do things. The onus is on Lakey to make something happen on the Slayer once you're down that low, and Sin can use the range advantage and all of the keep out tools that Slayer doesn't have an answer for to close the game out in as risk averse a way as possible, which is really, really important when you're playing against someone like Slayer who can kill you off of 2 touches and maybe a stiff breeze. So I love the way that Asta was structuring their game plan, right? It's go kill you. If I didn't kill you, chill out until you kill yourself, which is a very stable plan for that matchup.
Yeah, it definitely was. And, although it was stable, it was so volatile at the same time, right? Because any one mistake can cause, cause an avalanche of just bad decisions or just really good, outcomes for the opposing player to just happen, right? And, oh my gosh, a game 5, first set of the day or the night? Well, what more could we ask for?
Yeah, and importantly, because Asta got the first win, we're going up with Ethelux and Rio on the Happy Chaos Mirror. If Rio wins this game, that means they have won the set 2-0. We'll be going to intermission so we can get set up for set number 2. If Ethelux takes this, then we go on to Soykun versus Monument. So an increasingly important game and set for Ethelux here.
Yeah, definitely, right. And just as equally as important if you're Rio, because like you mentioned, right, if you win, then that's set number 1. That is like half of the battle already done.
Exactly. There's a lot on the line here.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it also seems like both our players are ready. We already shouted both of these players out, the Happy Chaos Mirror. This is one thing we were looking forward to coming back and watching. We're going to see a lot of shots on screen, people.
Oh, yeah. I hope your Deus is ready to be Ex Machina.
Yeah, oh my gosh. All right, I wonder how many times we're going to see that super in the set alone.
Okay, Rio's name being WTF is a fuzzy. That man's spitting. I could ask 10 FGC members what a fuzzy is, we'll get 10 different answers.
Oh,
a little bit of misexecution, but he still picks up with the second gunshot. Ethelux bursting to stay out of control. Not going to quite get the conversion all the way to the corner, but does get screen position. Trying to bait out something from what the fuck is fuzzy, but not going to happen quite yet. Rio now finding a turn of his own.
Yeah, we might not know what a fuzzy is, but we definitely know what Deus Ex is as we cash out the super or the meter to go with the super immediately and try to get our pressure started. Rio pushing. Oh, that was scary. The blue wild or something. Catch the throw and walking out of the corner. We're just seeing a bunch of crazy options here. Walking out of the corner to cross up and get the throw mixing up. Just Ethelux. The pressure is nice here.
Look at the resource differential here. Ethelux has bullets and concentration, but no life, and that means Rio can capitalize on the situation, take the first game.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a Happy Chaos player. Tap it, reacting to tap dust gunshot is really hard nonetheless.
Yeah, it is funny because the two players know the character, know the game plan. They're kind of already immediately starting on layer 2, right? They know the tech, they know the setups. So how do you play around what you know the opponent wants to do?
Yeah, that opens up more to the RPS, right? Like you mentioned, layer 2 immediately as we get hit with another tap dust and the third Deus Ex of the set already as we get the positive bonus wall break. This scenario is so scary for Ethelux here. It's such a momentum swing.
And Rio wants to set, and Rio wants to set immediately. Yeah. Tapped up for Ethelux, but there's no bullets to convert off of it with. YRC coming out into the blue wild assault. Rio closing out the first game in a dominant fashion. That was really, really convincing the entire way through.
Yeah, definitely, right? Rio choosing not to actually spend the gunshot and just a blue wild assault to maybe, get into the guard crush, catch a backdash. Just a lot more coverage with that option than it would be just to spend the bullet, and it definitely paid off right there as Rio took game number 1, and we going into game number 2. Rio only needs to win 2 more.
Exactly. I want to point out how Rio was mixing up his timing with the tap dust. You go for 1 or 2 shot loops before the tap dust, and next time go for only 1, or maybe even none. That way you can still use the same tech, but mix up the timing instead of the option represented. Ethelux now putting himself in the corner. Happy to be there, though, if it means the life lead stays as dominant as it is right now. Chasing him down, no concentration. That's okay, though.
Yeah, you were talking about the life lead being dominant, but look at the resource battle as well right here as both players have curse. Now none of them do. Oh, they are just trying to see who can get the shots off first immediately, and Ether looks to won this round as well. Actually forgetting the zoning battle, just running up and hitting Rio with the toes.
Yeah, I like the run up 2K into the red RC. It guarantees you get to steal a turn if the 2K even touches. Steal the game away. Now we see Rio getting the pressure, finds the throw, reloads a little bit, going for the overheads. Look for the tap dust. No, not coming through quite yet. Went for the low dust instead on the 2D.
Yeah, we had no concentration and only one bullet there, and Etherlux just barely took advantage of the situation and managed to squeeze out of the corner. But now we're seeing the zoning battle that we once had. Oh my gosh. Yeah, spending the 50 tension for the concentration super and continue this zoning pressure here as we get a counter hit. And now we have the pressure started from Rio over here. Etherlux taking it back. The momentum swing is kind of crazy here.
BRC for Etherlux. Second time BRC throw has been represented. Now the 2D counter hit. Oh, but we didn't convert. But we do have the cursor application. Maybe we can make it happen here. There it is. Found one stray hit. I don't think this will be enough. Maybe it will be with the Deus Ex Machina. He built just enough resources to spend it. Not quite.
Barely not enough, but yeah, we have burst on table. We have a bunch of bullets as well, trying to bait out a gold burst, but we burst the bullet, so we actually send Etherlux full screen here. We have one shots to make something happen here.
The curse is applied to the 2K2D, and now they're out of concentration, so Etherlux can just pull up on them. Even out the set, one apiece now.
Yeah, that was crazy right there. Like you mentioned, both players already starting on layer 2. They know the RPS, but Etherlux is just sitting there just waiting. At like that last interaction was a good point. Like was something that I want to point out, right? Rio was waiting for maybe a mash. Or any kind of option to be represented, since they had no bullets or no concentration, but they chose to do curse instead of anything else because, hey, I know you should be able to mash here, but you didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll see if these layers develop any further here in game number 3. Early on, we got Rio pushing Etherlux all the way to the corner, catches a backdash, baits the burst, gonna confirm into the Deus Ex Machina, refill all of these bullets with the concentration nice and full, with the curse applied. Could not ask for a better situation.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better situation. And we, like, right now, right? Like, we're spending our red wild assault to just close out the round here with a 6S and the perfect. Rio got this huge momentum swing.
Yeah, 6S, 7 letters. Good time to be on Rio's side. The counter hit 2S from Etherlux, though, forcing out the burst and the roll through, now putting Etherlux on the back foot. Deflect Shield is an option that I really like in this situation. It covers all options, especially when Happy Chaos is being representing the tap dust so often. The Deflect Shield can be a good option to try and fight back when you don't know what the option is going to be, but sometimes you get blown up instead.
Yeah. And right here we have Rio taking Etherlux to the corner. Etherlux fighting out. Etherlux is doing a very good job at fighting out of the corner here. And I think it's probably just because Rio is just thinking, like maybe layer 4 when we're not there right now.
Look at the bullet, though. Etherlux doesn't have any left, has to refill off of the BRC, which means Rio has a shot here, has 5 ready to go. BRC is the setup. He tried to go for the cross-up with the jump cancel after the blue wild assault, rather. Doesn't need it, though. You can just find a bullet on a foot coming down out the air. 1-2 in favor of Rio.
Yeah, wow, these matches are getting crazy. There's so much hesitation, so much thinking, so many like layers of RPS that both these players are thinking about, revolving around like the resources, especially their bullets, their concentration. That it's keeping them hesitant, but also leading them to push their luck as well, and it's paying off for both of them.
And importantly, remember, it's paying off for Rio that he is on set point now.
Yeah.
They just need to win this one game to take the first set on the night.
Yeah, so I wonder how that's going to impact the way that Rio is playing, right? Is it going to make Rio play way more aggressive? Just, okay, I have to lead. Let me not push myself here. Let me go ahead and play calmly. And how are we changing this up here?
Goes for the Brain Blast to refill the concentration. Now we got that patented Happy Chaos corner control. 1 bullet, The clone is the bait. The bullet is the lure. We need one more touch here to get a confirm into the Deus Ex. We backdash the throw, though. YRC spent just to keep the pressure going. I like that. You want to get that kill. You want to do with the tap dust. You want to be on set point immediately.
Yeah, oh my gosh, right here, like you mentioned, set point, we have one more round here to take everything, but Etherlux not going down without a fight as we 6P into our nice little combo here, but we are left in a pretty unfavorable spot. Nice air clash there, I love that. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, deflect shield coming out yet again, but look, Rio is now out of concentration. He's trying to play aggressively still, though. I love that look, pushing Etherlux into the corner while you're regaining your resources, but Etherlux finds the back throw incident, fast RC to get the launch, keeping the corner because you won't have enough to kill, get a little bit more damage here. We're up with the Wall Slump Season 2 is back in full force.
Okay, yep, we're gonna cash out with the Deus Ex Machina here. Might barely just not be enough to kill. Yeah, definitely the slightest bit. We've seen this situation before. We have burst on the table. Are we gonna burst another gunshot, or are we just going to wait out the round?
Yeah, no need to be a hero. You're on set point. You have another game to play with. You don't really need to do anything crazy. You can just go for something on round start, get counter hit out of the air, spend the burst that you would have spent last round, immediately paying dividends because you got the corner pressure going.
Yeah, speaking of the corner pressure, we out here baiting the flex shields and getting these tap dust hit into the Deus Ex of our own. We almost have burst on the table, and with this positive bonus, surely Rio will get one opportunity to bait the burst as we do so, and Rio will take the first series for Team Railfire Legion, closing it out the second set with a 3-1 lead.
That's that MVP for Railfire Legion. He is now 8-3 for set wins across the entire league history, all 7 weeks leading up to now. He has been an anchor for his team, steady as always, with an excellent display here against Etholux over on Team GER. That means the first set on the night, like you said, Gummy, is going to go to Railfire Legion. Now we have to get into set 2 in just a little bit. We're going to go to a quick intermission, let all the teams kind of talk to each other, figure their strategies out, figure out exactly where they want to make their changes, see if the adaptations can come through. We're going to get a little bit of water, get a little bit of a breather. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the second set between GER and Railfire Legion. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We're about to get into set number 2 here for Aegis Esports' Guilty Gear Strive Tournament Series. We are in week number 1 of the playoffs here between Railfire Legion and Team GER. I'm Lasergician. Gummy, set number 1 was quick. What are we thinking for here for set number 2?
Oh, I'm thinking it might be quicker, right? Because we got a momentum shift, not momentum shift. We already have a strong momentum lead with Railfire Legion as they are up 1-0. But I've seen a bunch of comeback stories here in this team league, and if I want to make my bets, I'm thinking Team GER. They might make a comeback here. We might see a Series 3, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's talk about the order this time around. So this time, Railfire Legion, Team GER got to counterpick Railfire Legion. On this time around, we have Happy Rio versus Lakey, Monument versus Etherlux, and Asta versus Suicune. But let's talk. What are we feeling about like the matches these time around? The matchups, the characters, like what are we thinking?
Yeah, first, we just saw Rio take the last game of the first set on the Happy Chaos mirror. Lakey is going to be rocking the Slayer, I believe. Rock that in the first set. Likely going to run that into the Happy Chaos as well. I don't feel like Biken does particularly better than Happy Chaos does, and it seems to be their preferred character now. I think that matches up really, really well. Happy Chaos has very poor defensive tools, and Slayer is relatively tanky and has pretty good ways to get through specifically projectile zoning. So I think that leads very well for GER. Etholux versus Monument. Etholux, obviously one of the best performing players on Team GER. Going up against Monument on the May. Happy Chaos versus May, I think, could be in either player's favor. I don't really think it has a big favor one way or the other. So I think it's going to just come down to someone's got a gap. And then Suicune on the Leo up against Asta on the Sin. Leo Sin, look, man, it's just two characters who want to run at you, put buttons on the screen, and hopefully take your life bar down really far, really fast. So that one can go kind of a toss-up as well. So I think the first game, this one right here between Lakey and Happy Rio, is going to be very, very, very important because the other two could be equally favored for either side.
Yeah, definitely. And right, if set number one has anything to go off of, is that these two players right here do not play around. And I'm looking forward to see how this one is going to go in particular.
Letting the intros rock like true Guilty Gear strivers of culture. You love to see it.
All right, we got set number one of series number two, Rail Fire Legion versus GER, Rio versus Lakey, and we're already getting the party started as we get the cross up on the roll here. We're not giving up an inch. We're going to keep this pressure going. We're not going to stop as we have 50 tension now. Are we going to spend it? Are we going to use Wild Assault? So many options available to us.
Ooh, the clone bait here for Rio finds its mark. Deus Ex Machina coming through. Now, we talked about how Happy Chaos doesn't have the greatest defensive options. Neither does Slayer. And Happy Chaos's offense is extremely smothering. So if Rio feels confident getting things rolling like this with a tap dust into the 2K 2D gunshot, you can get things done.
See, that right there is what I like to call the good player check, right? Because everyone who's a good player is going to get hit with that overhead. So they're blocking over there. These are very open to the low.
Yeah, open once again here. They have the FD as a universal tool, but now that you're so low on meter, you can't rely on it for much longer. Rio looking to open you up with the tap dust. There it is. Finds the wall splat. Sends the Deus Ex to refill the chamber with the hard knockdown and the positive, as we've been talking about all night long. Already has one bar to mix with, to cover themselves with. Deflect Shield comes through. Tap dust again is the opener. Get yipes out here. Cans are being opened. Deus Ex coming through. Is that enough? Not quite.
Yeah, you mentioned before that that Slayer is relatively tanky, and right there, as we can see, even the Guts Crush Super alone is not enough to chew through that health bar, but those two gunshots will be, and which will lead Rio to take game number one here in series number two. A pretty strong start.
Yeah, Rio also coming right off of a win from set number one. So he's feeling kind of good, right? Feeling a little hot, feeling happy to get back into the action. Doing a really good job here in game number one. I think the use of clone is probably my favorite aspect of how they're navigating this matchup. You know, the clone is susceptible to gattlings. So if you're in close proximity, you send the clone out. If, you do like a 5K into a Mappa Hunch or something like that, you can combo off of that. But the fact that the spacing Rio's using is so conservative and they're willing to play further back until they don't have to anymore is really good here. But Lakey finding the better end of a trade of round start here in game number two.
Wow, oh my gosh, that was so scary there. Not as scary as this right here, as we're gonna get put into the corner, forced to spend our burst, and the close / counter hit here into the... Do it! Bring it! Get it!
Oh, you love to see it. Full meter available off the wall splat. You are dead with a capital D.
I don't even think we needed to do that super, but you know what, Lakey? I agree we should have done it anyways.
Look, maybe any opportunity you have for it, you gotta full send it.
Oh, 100%. I'm in a full agreement there. Just like... just like I agree with this Deus Ex here to break the wall and get that positive bonus. Same scenario once again. It's a Deus Ex or Deja Vu. Nonetheless, we are breaking the wall. We have this positive bonus, and we're going to throw Lakey out of the corner and back into the corner. I can't make up my mind here.
Burst not on the table quite yet. Oh, we miss input. We could have had the kill with Deus Ex. Didn't find it, though. We just need one more touch. There it is. The Glock out of the air. Means Rio gets another board, the game on the board rather.
Yeah, you mentioned that we love seeing the clone usage, but we're not seeing it enough this time around, as Mappa Hunch is getting a lot of reward or just getting a lot of usage here. Now that the clone is not out there.
great burst here from Rio to get out of the universe counter. That damage would have been crazy, and also sending Lakey to full screen favors you, but the 2S or 2H counter hit into the pile bunker loops. This is going to be insane damage, and we got the hammer coming through. BRC just to keep the pressure off of the deflect shield. We're in the corner here. This risk is cranking so high. YRC is spent.
Yeah, we gotta do something to get out of that situation, because the longer that goes on, the scarier it is. Like you mentioned, the risk getting higher. But good on the YRC. The YRC being spent here. Oh, the clone words. We were talking about it just now.
Yeah, one more hit should do it if we can convert. Looking for the tap dust like it's been going all day. Instead, we make the read to go to layer 2. You've seen tap dust all day. I'm going low. Mix you with the 2K, 2D, pull out the gun, pistol whip, gets the wall splat, and we take the game. We're at 2-0 now, I believe that is.
Yep. 2-0 over here. A very strong lead from Rio. Like you mentioned, they just came off the hot seat versus Etherlux, so they have that momentum already. And if they just win one more, that is a quick, very, very swift 3-0 for the first set here, which will mean they're halfway to their goal of set number 2.
Ooh, the far slash challenge from Lakey's Mappa Hunch at the round start. We got the hammer coming through for the cross up. Burst is spent here, trying to go back to full screen. We're willing to pull up, though, because you can't have the concentration forever, and it does run out. We bait with a clone again, though, into Mappa Hunch.
Yeah, there's that clone usage you were talking about. So good. Even if you don't have the resources, Slayer just doesn't have many Gatlings in order to just break it and continue the pressure, maybe being forced to spend the meter. And speaking of being forced to spend the meter, we got the red Roman cancel into the super here. The hail, actually, that did so much damage.
Rio's now on set point. They seem so very comfortable in this matchup, right? The up backs to avoid the Master Hammer resets, but this cross up could be a problem here. Lakey gets the damage, gets the guard crush, cross up again. Really good defense coming up, but you can't block for forever.
Yeah, any one touch is gonna do it regardless, and even more so because we have the universe counter hit on deck as Rio finds an opportunity to put Lakey into the corner, and we still have 50 tension, so this pressure is going to be going on for a long while. The risk is in red. The back throw.
Not quite enough. That does keep the turn going, though. Rio with the backdash baits the throw. Look for the PRC super. There it is, but the 2P mash keeps Lakey in the set just a little bit longer.
Yeah, here we are in the final round of what's potentially set point here for Team RFL.
And Lakey just has not had an answer to the clone. Rio has gotten so many conversions and punishes and neutral interactions going his way just because the clone has gotten so much mileage.
Yeah, the clone definitely seems to be a very big, scary part of this matchup, right? Because you can't play neutral against it, or it's seemingly, maybe there's an answer we just don't know. Maybe something like JS might be the answer. It's a multi-hitting move that falls on top, but it is susceptible to 6P. Just like that health is susceptible to this Deus Ex. Once again, the same scenario. We have burst on table on both ends, but how are we going to use it? Like that, I guess.
And there it is yet again, the clone being the sacrificial lamb in neutral so that Rio can simply run up and shoot you in the face. Game number 1 goes to Railfire Legion.
My heart goes out to all these hardworking Slayer players like Lakey. What do they do when the big Sisyphus rock that is known as Happy Chaos Scapegoat just pops up on screen? That looks so rough to navigate. But nonetheless, I feel like Lakey did a pretty good job, all things considered, even with that massive neutral roadblock. Like we mentioned, Scapegoat. It's just being there. What is the answer? I'm not sure.
I really just think it was a masterclass in neutral coming out from Rio, right? There was clearly a game plan, and the fact that he was able to navigate the defense so elegantly, yeah, he got hit, but everyone gets it. It's Guilty Gear. That's how that works, right? Offense is cracked, but all of the Master's Hammers that he was able to up back or block the cross up, specifically the multiple dashes to try and cross up and cause confusion, but he was not flustered. He was able to block more cross ups than not by a wide margin. So the defense from Rio, along with the patient neutral, I think was the 1-2 punch you really needed to keep Lakey at bay for the whole set. Deluxe is loading in as we speak. Let's do the dang thing. Guilty Gear Strive. We're playing the video game, folks. Money Beneath the Lux. Let's go. All right, we were talking behind the scenes about how funny it would be if Monument just comes up and completely washes Etherlux after all that. Looks like Etherlux not going to go down without a fight. We respect it here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to see how this set will go. Wait, what's up?
The fast RC on the throw puts Monument into the air, against the wall. Game number 1 going to Etherlux after all that. We got a little bit of latency going on behind the screen here. I said we're doing 30. If we can get back in here as soon as possible. Oh, but look, May down through. We know May. A little bit of a gets punched through Mr. Wedge. Like 8% that hit. Gotta be kidding. Hey, that's a on the for Monument was picked. Maybe Wash is capable. All right. But out of the water, get the sea out of the sea before we wash. We gotta get clean to get water. The corner for Monument. Going for the overhead of the PRC, but can't find the wall, but counter hit on the 6H will get us into 1 touch range. Monument has meter here, but went into the no-fly zone between Etherlux and his doppelganger. Lucky break here, though, that we get the wall stick. We didn't get the break, though. Gold Burst is baited, which means Monument takes the first game here against Etherlux. Gummy, I think I got this so far, but
yeah,
you want to come back anytime, that'd be great.
I'm back. No, I'm back. I was in a twilight zone. I got 4,000 ping for a minute. I was terrified what was happening, but here we are back. It was crazy because I was able to see everything perfectly, but I heard you in bits and pieces, and doesn't matter. We're back. I agree. Monument. That was awesome stuff.
That was godlike. May damage is a disgusting crime. All May players should feel like criminals, be reported to your local TO for disqualification, and also Monument's cracked.
Yeah, definitely. Monument, wow, showing us why they are the newest member of Team Railfire Legion and why they are here as well. They're already up 1-0. They're making a good name for themselves, right? The Conquerors hockey or something. I don't watch One Piece, something like that. Like scaring Etherlux away, actually causing them to be delayed as we get here into the second game of Series 2, set number 2. Let's go. Let's rock into it, man.
Trying to pull up, but we got a little bit of a bait here. Stepping back at round start means we get the whiff punish here for Monument. Full screen. Here's that importance of the run. We saw Etherlux having to play a little bit more defensively because Monument can cover more distance in the step dash that Lakey had on the Slayer. Still finds the opportunity, however, sniping them out in the neutral.
Yeah, sniping them out of the neutral and busting the shots as we go right here into the Deus Ex, the dual wield for that positive bonus. Nice little exchange in resources. Oh, the back though, that's really bad here.
Yeah, what if I took the Messiah and simply chucked him over my shoulder, baited his YRC, and killed him? Oh no, we don't quite have enough mana. No, we got there. The meter didn't matter. It's all good.
We have the damage. You know, Arby's has the meats, May has the damage, and the big anchor. All right, we're spending the wild assault to continue this pressure. Nice overhead there with the hop off the dolphin here. I'm loving the way that, that Monument is just running their pressure here against Etherlux. It seems like they're having trouble adapting here, but not enough trouble to get out of this pressure here.
A little bit of an unfortunate drop there for Etherlux, but does not matter. Picks up on the second interaction in that situation. Hard knockdown here. May has some defensive options, especially with meter, but Happy Chaos's pressure is absolutely nuts. Oh no, we didn't quite get the Deus Ex. This starter might be enough with a super. No, it's not gonna be quite, but it's gonna be close. One more touch for either direction could seal this out.
Yeah, the tap doesn't try and bet everything, the overhead to maybe end everything, but we have the gold burst on deck, 100 tension, a full stick of butter to work with here. What are we going to use with here? The tap dust, the classic, all reliable. You can't go wrong with it as we reload. to just barely get the wall stick there. That was very good routing by Ethelux here, tying up the round and bringing us.
He didn't have any bullets. That routing was bulletless.
Yeah, literally. Like, I think that only worked because, like, I don't know if that was on the fly or already known route, but nonetheless, Ethelux pulling it out of nowhere and making it work.
Monument, though, making it work here in game number 3, or round number 3 on game number 2. Finds the interaction that Lakey was looking for in the previous set, where you get the clone, gattle that so that you can hit Happy Chaos out from behind it. But because they had the run momentum, it carries through further, so you can actually get the punish. 2-0 here for Monument, and the speedrun might still be alive.
Yeah, it might happen. We were talking about it, joking about it, but jokes might be reality, or some people might say they'll call that a commentator's curse. I don't know. But Ethelux, we're not taking the time. We're just going right back into it. Maybe those 2 games, warm-up rounds. We're going to go right back into this. I've seen comeback stories happen. I love when they do happen. I want to see if...
Is it Monu Goat or is it Goat Human?
Ooh, I feel like Monu Goat.
You're liking the Monu Goat? All right, chat.
I'm
You did us good. You did good.
Yeah.
Ooh, the counter hit is confirmed into the Wild Assault, so we take a little bit of the burst away, get a better confirm, force out the entire burst out of Ethelux, and now you're stuck behind the clone again in the corner, but we just simply jump out so we can get the positioning back in our favor.
Yeah, the clone PRC to... Okay, positioning errors. I guess we have no bullets on deck. We're going to use the stagger right here to get a throw off the H Dolphin, using the PRC to continue the pressure. We're being relentless here. Monu go with another throw and the meter. What was that? I didn't know we could do that.
That was a diabolical sequence. You get the counter hit, run up for the command throw so that you can switch the sides without them having anything to do about it. Now another conversion off the back of the Wild Assault so you can get the positive bonus. And you know what? Monument's on set point right now.
Yeah, definitely. Like, any one touch can do it. Whoa, that was a little crazy side swap there. Okay, we're keeping... Yup, we're using everything we need to get another back throw here for Monu Go, spending the meter. We're gonna break the wall once again with the... Oh, no super here. We're gonna save the tension, actually.
That's right, save the tension to try and get the one more mix you need. You use the 3K in order to get in. We have one more mix available to us with the meter. Not a lot of burst here for Ethelux. Might be enough to build, though. Gonna have one more RPS. There it is. The burst is built and it's baited. Monument closes out with the close stash for a 3-0. And that means Railfire Legion with a 2-0 takes the night.